Hi, everybody. My name is Nathan Banke, and I am a past competitor for Skills Canada. So, I'll give you just a little bit of background about myself. I'm a licensed automotive service technician, and I went through an apprenticeship program. Now, I'd like to know, from a show of hands, who here was ever an apprentice? Wow, that's a lot of people. Who here was never an apprentice, who's never done an apprenticeship? Okay, for those of you that have your hands up as never being an apprentice, have you experienced workplace learning? Have you learned in your place of work? Have you learned on the job? Yes? Have you had a mentor? For those of you that weren't in an apprenticeship, have you ever had a mentor? Someone that was there guiding you through learning at the workplace. Now, I've been very fortunate because not only did I go through an apprenticeship program where obviously you're doing all of your learning at work plus your theory and stuff at the school, but I was fortunate enough to get involved in the Skills Canada competitions. Show of hands, who's familiar with Skills Canada? Everybody? Is anyone here in this room not familiar with Skills Canada? Because that would be a real shame. Okay, good. So everyone knows that that's later this week. Who's going to be there later this week? A few of you guys are going to be there. So when I was a student, I'm originally from Ottawa. I'm from here in Ottawa, went to school at Algonquin College, and I went to school for automotive. So I went through an apprenticeship program. Now, when I was doing that, I actually went through the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, which started off even earlier. But then, being at the school and learning, going through the first level of apprenticeship, the teachers came up to myself and one other student, and they said, would you guys be interested in participating in the skills competitions? This was for the Skills Ontario provincial competitions. So I said yes, so did the other guy. We went down to the provincial skills competition. Now, who's attended a skills competition before, a provincial? Everyone? Has anyone never attended a skills competition? You've never attended a provincial? Where are you from?
Brantford.
From Brantford? Brantford? Okay, Brantford, Ontario. Okay, just making sure. Well, you're from Brantford, Ontario, so near Hamilton. So I mean, next spring, in May next year, there's the provincial skills competition held in Kitchener-Waterloo. It was just a couple weeks ago. You should definitely get over there and check it out. It's very much worthwhile. But for anyone that's ever been to a skills competition, you're familiar with how much energy there is, and everyone that's there, all of the students that are there that are learning. And the whole purpose of the skills competition isn't just to show who's best, but also to learn through doing. Now, some examples. I'll give you an example. The first skills competition that I ever went to, one of the areas that they had for the skills competition, again, this is in automotive, was for engines. And the way the skills competition is set up, it's timed. You have a judge standing over your shoulder. You're there with all these other competitors. Everyone there is really stressed out. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening. And so we get to one of these stations for engines. Is anyone here relatively knowledgeable about automotive stuff? I saw one of the guys, Gord's over there somewhere. I saw Gord in the corner. So here we were for engines. Competition, you're sweating, the judge is standing over your shoulder. They gave us a part of an engine called a camshaft. They just handed us a camshaft. Here it is, on the table. Here's part of a car. And if I handed it to you, you'd hold it in your hands, you'd look at it. Okay, cool, it's a part of a car. It's pretty obvious. And what they asked us was specific questions for this component. And all of the questions required deductive, critical thinking to understand. They were asking us from this camshaft that they handed us on the table. They said, okay, what is this out of? What car is it from? What type of engine? What's the firing order of this engine? What is the valve location? What are all the, and they were asking us all this information just based off of this one part that you're sitting there holding in your hands and you're going, I have no freaking clue what's going on right now, right? And there's all these examples that we can give through the skills competitions and through learning in the job, learning through the experience that really make the difference. Now, I've been very fortunate since then as well. I went on to compete nationally for Canada twice, and I also went to the international competition, the World Skills Competition in Japan. Made it on to Team Canada, and it was a huge experience for me. Now, I've since been involved in the skills competitions, and I've continued learning. You know, I went through my apprenticeship. I became a licensed mechanic, started working in a garage locally here in Ottawa. Then I continued being involved with the skills competitions. I went back and I volunteered and I helped judge. And it was a great experience. And you got to meet so many new people. And it's like coming here today. I was talking about it earlier. And it's like, well, why am I here today? I have so many other things I need to be doing. I'm supposed to be at a wedding right now. Honestly. But so why am I here? What's that? It's not my wedding. Don't worry. I swear it's I hope it's not my wedding because my girlfriend is on her way back home to Quebec City right now. So I hope it's not mine. But why am I here telling you guys different stories and telling you my experiences of how I've learned and how I've gone through the apprenticeship program and the experiences that I've had? Well, the reason that I'm here is because I love learning. I love learning. I love sharing that passion for learning with everyone else. And I see the difference that it makes. When I look at the guy who's getting married today, he's an apprentice. He went through the apprenticeship program. I was one of his mentors. I was a licensed technician in the shop working with him as he was going through and learning. And when you see not only the difference that it makes in someone's life, but you work with someone and you start understanding their ways of learning, their skills. And it changes the way that you talk to them, it changes the way that you work with them. And it's just, you see someone grow and learn and change through their career path. And it's just such a wonderful thing. For me, it's always passionate for me. It gives me more energy. I'm coming here tonight and it's like, well, I just want to share and meet other people who are passionate about learning. And that's kind of where my journey's taken me. For me now, I'm actually here as an exhibitor. My boss just walked into the room. He's over at the booth tonight. And I mean, it kind of comes full circle because for me, being one of the students, being one of the apprentices, and now coming back through as a mentor, now being an exhibitor at the Canadian Apprenticeship Forum, and here I am talking to everyone here. And it just shows how the paths can come full circle through learning in the workplace, through apprenticeship, through mentoring, and everything else. But that's a little bit of my story. Thank you very much, everybody.